Okay.
All right, let me just find a picture real quick. I'll show you what I'm talking about.
I'll cover my eyes so I don't see your nudes.
You don't have to cover your eyes. It's not a nude.
You
I'm
can look
just
at my
dragging a
dick.
picture over. God damn it! I didn't know this was a video. I think I'll have to use the dick pic.
TacoCorp episode 90. I'm Nate. That's Tony. It's been a while. We're back. We got top of mind. We're going to go over sports. We're going to draft something. We got rants and raves, and we're going to get out of here. Tony, how's it going?
It's going good. Thanks for having me. It's been a while since we've recorded, a couple months, I think. Also, thank you for going to a couple of Rockies games with us this summer. Terrence was out for one of them. We brought the family out.
Yep.
We got to see the Angels, got to see the Dodgers. One of those two teams plays in Los Angeles. And I'm pretty sure I used some money or something for beers and hot dogs because you spotted me a little bit.
I think we're good. I think
Okay.
we're good. I'm still paying back 2 months worth of rent. All right. So I'm slowly, gradually getting
Rent's
there.
not cheap here. Not cheap here.
Yeah. Those were fun, man. Like we went to me and Nick met Terrence up there for the Saturday night game where the Angels scored 26 runs or something like that, won 26-1. We got to see Mike Trout go 2 for 3 that night with a homer and a double, all in the fourth inning. That was pretty cool. Shohei stunk it up that day too, but he was trying. You could definitely tell he was like swinging for the fences because everybody was hitting bombs. But he's good on base, but go first to home or first to third. It was cool, but he wanted to hit one out. Then we went to that day game. That was a fun time too. So good time to get everybody out a little bit together. And then I believe, Tony, since I've moved here, it's the first game I've went to where the Dodgers have won.
They did.
I thought it was a curse. And it was about to be a curse because you decided to get a haircut at 3:30 for a 6:40 start in Denver. You got your haircut about an hour and 20 away during rush hour traffic on a weekday.
I'm an adult. I checked the weather. I saw the hailstorm coming.
That's crazy. Checking the weather in Colorado is the least useful thing you could ever do with your time. It'll be it'll be 75 and then it'll rain. And then this is what happened on 4th of July, right? 4th of July in Colorado was, it's bright and sunny, super nice. Yeah. You wake up, it's 65 degrees. It's nice, cool, a little brisk.
Beautiful.
And then by midday, it's 83 degrees. And then 20 minutes later, you see the storm clouds coming over the mountain range. And then, you got 15 minutes. So we pull the grill into the garage from the backyard. We're smoking meats in the garage. We're trying to cook up for 4th of July.
Yep.
And 20 minutes later, it's a torrential downpour. 5 minutes after that, it's a hailstorm for 10 minutes. And then after that, it's rain for 10 minutes. And then 35 minutes later, it's completely dry. Sun's out. You can't even tell that it just had a hailstorm. It is ridiculous. It's toxic. And
it keeps you on your toes.
Yeah.
Keeps you on your toes, man. You can wear shorts during the summer, but you better bring a sweater, an umbrella, and be somewhere close to where you can get to cover. Just in case that hail comes.
For sure. Since you're giving thanks, I'll give thanks too, because I'm not going to add that shit into rants or raves and rave about you or anything like that, because that would be unjust and not what the people want. But thanks for having us over for 4th of July. My brother flew into town that weekend prior. My niece had a soccer tournament up in Denver this last weekend. Yep. And you had us all over for 4th of July, fireworks, cooking, beers, everything like that. You made him you gave my brother an old fashioned, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that was cool. So they really enjoyed it. They really liked it. It was cool for them to be able to see, a part of my life that they never see or anything like that, because they've never really seen that side of me. And then, or the people I'm around are good friends, and they knew I moved into Colorado because of the friendships and all that kind of stuff, but they had no idea what it was about. So they were like, they're like more than family to you. And I was like, yeah, dog. So
no, they were good people. We were happy to have them. I don't know if he listens, but the food you guys made, good God, I was eating like brisket, pulled pork, chicken. I think you left some sausage, like just burritos, nachos, just the meat by itself for like a week. We just recently tossed out like the little bit that was left over. So much food.
Let's clear up things for the people. I'm not a brisket guy. I'm from California. It's tri-tip where we come
tri-tip,
from.
My bad.
Yep, tri-tip. So we did 4 big old honking ones in the smoker. First time I ever used that thing. So that was pretty cool. It was fun to use, learn a little bit about it and everything like that. But yeah, they all had a good time.
You're doing it right.
They all had a good time. So they were like, oh wow, like the basement you lived in here is bigger than all the open space in your house, Nate. What the hell's going on? Fuck, man, I got 2 kids I'm raising, 1 income. Fuck, leave me alone. Anyways, yeah, that was a good time. We had a good little break thing, stuff like that. So we'll get into some of that stuff of them here the last couple weeks or whatever later on when I rave, because I'm a newfound man. But over to you, Tony, for top of mind.
Top of mind for me, summer break for these damn kids. It's too short. Feels like our kids just got out of school. And then school activities, I don't know if you've checked the calendar, but they're starting back up in like a week and a half. Like they have open house at the end of July. So not happy about that. Not happy at all. I feel like back in our day, back in my day, at least in California, we didn't go to school. We didn't go back to school until after the Labor Day weekend, right?
Yep. It was Labor Day.
Yeah. So I don't like it. I don't like it here in Colorado like that.
Yeah, Colorado, where you get a 2-week spring break in this school district right here, in the middle of what is it, April or March? I think it's March. You get 2 weeks off. You only get a 2-month summer, but you know what? Middle of October, you got a fall break for 2 weeks. Like, who does fall breaks in the middle of October? Like, we just got them back in school. I don't have time off to take. So then I got to go drop a couple G's on daycare and bullshit all day daycare. It's terrible. And then you got the 2 weeks for winter break. And then it's like every other weekend in after winter break is a 3-day weekend for these kids. It's like, Jesus.
The breaks during the school year are great for the kids, maybe great for the teachers. I guess they get a chance to like breathe. Terrible for parents, especially single parents. So I feel bad for you guys the most.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
That's all you got top of mind.
That's all I got top of mind because I just put in all the leave for like getting these kids back to school because like Charlotte, my wife, teaches. And so she has to go back even earlier.
Yeah.
She went in today for a few hours to just like get some meetings out of the way. So it's school year. It's starting up.
I got to make sure that my kids are enrolled in school this year. They're supposed to be, but for some reason I missed like some email that was like, hey, do you have an intent to return? So I had to call the school before like the school year was up. I was like, hey, this link doesn't work anymore because I buried this email. I want my kids to come back. Can you make it happen? They're like, yeah, that's good to go. So I put it in, but I haven't heard anything. I haven't gotten any emails about back to school or nothing. I've seen the calendar and stuff, but maybe I'll just call the district on Monday or something like that. So
know somebody you want me to put in a good word?
Yeah. But I just got to make sure that's all good to go because I just figured out childcare. So today, and they come back on Saturday, and I kind of need it for Monday. So
it's going quick.
Yeah. Kids come back. Me, top of mind. One, my brother was here. Said that before. He drinks. He can drink, and we drink, and I don't drink. So this was terrible. Drinking is so bad. I've been shitting for like 2 weeks straight, nonstop. I took like 3 shits at work today before noon. It was crazy. Like I saw Trey at work or whatever. He was in my building. So we were talking, and I was like, yo, like I've just been shitting all day. Like this is terrible, or whatever like that. I definitely drink more alcohol, specifically beer, in the last week than I have drank since probably last October or something like that combined. It was nuts. Like before we went to your house, we were like 8 beers deep before we went over there, and it was like 5 o'clock or 6:30. Sorry, because I lived with people who don't know time, fucking all day sitting around. And it takes you forever to get ready.
You guys brought over like tall cans with you too that day. A case of them. We still have a few. They're in the ice chest.
Yeah, that, and then I spent the weekend up in Denver with them, and that's all we did was drink and drink and drink. And then we went to a Rapids game, and that was pretty cool. Drink. I was like, fuck. But I'm pretty sure I gained like 15 pounds. I checked myself on the scale, and I was probably around 192 before they came. I'm at 201. I was at 201 this morning, and I know I've lost weight since they left. Like, I was like, Jesus Christ. But next thing on top of mind, I'm dropping out of school. I dropped out of school. I was going in the summer. I'm a quitter. I'm quitting everything. I'm quitting everything. I quit my job over this last time since we've had a break. I said, adios, Nick. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I can't deal with this shit anymore. What really happened was he got his badge turned back on to get into the door by himself. So he no longer needed me to, go open the door for him to get into work. So I was like, my job's done here. Better move on.
It's that sense of purpose. Once you lose that, you might as well.
I had nothing to do there anymore. It was crazy. I quit my job, got a new job. That's pretty cool. I can't get into work at my new job yet for some reason anyways too. So same concept, but decided I'm not going to go to school. I was taking full load over the summer. I dropped everything but one class. I said, screw it. like halfway through the semester. I was like, don't want to do this anymore. Not going in the fall. Don't want to do that anymore. And I think some of it stemmed off of having some family here in town where I was like, yo, I
Mhm.
just want to kick it with my kids more because I've been go for like 2 years just trying to get to like a
Yeah.
better place or whatever like that. And I'm like, yeah, I want to go like after school, go to the park or, like a couple days a week or go ride bikes or something like that.
Yeah.
Not be having to be like, yo, I got to get homework done, get your baths, this, rush. And because I got stuff to do all the way through the night, or anything like that. So,
Yeah. That
um,
time with your kids flies by when you're in
yeah.
that type of routine too.
Yeah. And then we also wanted to do some more things, like with friends and stuff like that and get around people more. So, the girls want to go see Max play football or whatever like that. And some of his
Mhm.
games are on the weekdays and stuff like that. Or I think all of his games are on the weekdays. So, be able to go do some of that kind of stuff, maybe go see some school sports or go to a college game or a soccer game here or there, get out and do things. And me being a full-time student right now is not uh, how do you say that? Not contributing to being able to
Yeah.
do those things, and worked really hard over the last couple of years to get myself to a better place. So I can kind of let off the brakes a little bit because some of the reason I was doing it was just to get into a better spot. So there's that. Also, I think that drafting fantasy football teams in summertime has the greatest edge of all time because there's people out there drafting all kinds of crazy shit. I got kicked out of a group text the other day, and I don't even want to respond to it now that they let me back in because I was blasting everybody's takes.
Oh my
Like,
God.
if
I could. We had enough. All right.
we next
We had
year,
enough.
next year, next year would be perfect to draft like right in the middle of the summer because it's easy for the kids, right? One, mine are gone, and with their mom, but you don't have to worry about school schedules and all this other kind of stuff or whatever like
Mhm.
that. We should draft in the summer next year. Let's see who knows. Everybody's got to take, right? But everybody's going to sit there and wait to be able to see things on the field. Therefore, that's why you see ADP is going to drastically change left and right as we
Yeah.
get into August, September, or
Yeah.
something like that. Because there's stuff that's in the first round that needs to be at the end of the second. There's things in the third round that need to be in the sixth. There's things in the sixth round that don't need to be drafted, and there's all kinds of stuff, right? So if you want to win, draft your stuff in the summer if you know what the hell you're doing. But if you're like anybody else who doesn't know what they're doing, don't draft in the summer. You're going to lose a lot of money. And the last thing is, I am now a big MLS guy. Went to an MLS game up at the Colorado Rapids. They're playing Dallas FC, whatever like that. Um, good time, good time, super cheap, fun crowd,
Hmm.
not a bad seat in the whole place, and it can't be more than like $25 to get in there. They're at the bottom of the ladder, but
Yeah.
fuck, it's hot. My air conditioner's broke, and it sucks right now. And I can't have a fan on because you're gonna hear in the microphone the whole time. So, but yeah, big MLS guy. We should go to MLS games, Tony. It's pretty cool. I got me like a 22-inch Blackstone that folds up like those Coleman camper things that fits perfectly in my trunk of my Honda
You
Civic.
trying to tailgate an MLS game?
Badass, dog. We're gonna get that's my Raven. I'm gonna talk about it later on. Okay.
All right.
Spoiler alert. Thanks, Tony. You read the notes.
I
I know
honestly
I know
didn't.
you don't read the notes, so it's fine. Send this guy something 2 days ago. Hey, I'm 75% done. Obviously, the part that he didn't read was that part. But yeah, MLS games,
Oh,
awesome. They did fireworks at the end of the game, and that was pretty cool. They let you on the field for the fireworks, so you get to go on the MLS field.
that's awesome.
It was super dope, and all the players came out after, so they're just walking around, signing autographs, taking pictures with everybody as you're watching
Wow.
fireworks throughout the night. It was a good time, man. It was a good time, and I think we should go. I don't know if they play them in the cooler months. I don't know how long that season goes. I think they're
Yeah.
19 games in or something like that. But real good time, cheap tickets up there. Let's just not go when Messi comes because those are going to be outrageous.
Yeah. They don't come this year. I already checked.
Yep.
Maybe
Yep.
next season.
I know they have to do a coin flip because I think one of the only teams Miami hasn't played since they became a team is Colorado.
Mhm.
So they have to do a coin flip in the offseason to see if they play in Colorado or in Miami.
Oh, so next year isn't even a guarantee they come here?
No, next year is a guarantee they have to play because I think next year's Miami's third year in the league, and
So
you
they
have
have
to
to
play
play, but it's a
every
coin
team.
flip depending on where they go.
Yeah,
Okay.
for home field or
Gotcha.
whatever like that. So,
Okay.
cool. Let's move on to sports. home run derby just happened the other day,
Oh,
Tony.
yeah.
I don't know if you watched it. It was fucking
I did.
electric. You got Vladdy Jr. coming up, winning them one. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna come out and go to the nuke contest. And you got it's the one sport where I think everybody gets into it, right? And then you have Adley Rushman, right? I don't know if you know who Adley Rushman really is, but he's a star. He's a catcher for the Baltimore Orioles. I think he was a number 1, number 2 prospect in baseball.
Yeah.
When he came up. I think he came up last year at the beginning of last season. But he bats primarily left-handed. Home run derby, he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm a bat right-handed. And then he just hits like 7 straight fucking nukes, like over the wall, just boom, 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 boom. And it's so good. Is the home run derby the greatest all-star break game that there is in professional sports, Tony?
In short, yes, but I've got some stats.
Okay.
So I'm going to cover a few statistics here regarding viewership. Just what the people are watching as far as all these major sports are going. And I'm leaving out the NFL because the Pro Bowl doesn't even exist anymore. It's not a thing. So in 2023, the NHL, their All-Star game, 1.49 million viewers. Not great. Yep. NBA, 4.59 million viewers. That was a record low for them this year. These are all 2023 numbers again. Yep. MLB, so the MLB All-Star game itself, not the home run derby, this got 7 million viewers. And with the second highest viewership among all of those things, again, not even the actual All-Star game itself, the home run derby was 6.1 million viewers.
Baseball's back, baby.
I watched the All-Star game and the home run derby. They're both phenomenal, but I think I'd prefer the home run derby. Most exciting, most action-packed, testosterone-filled game that's played every year. And it's always in front of a sellout crowd, too. Like some of these All-Star games aren't even sold out. Yeah. So that's impressive in and of itself. So too easy, home run derby.
It's the greatest one that there is.
It's so good.
There's nothing more exciting. You ever like have like PlayStation 1 or something like that, right? Where they had RBI baseball,
yep,
or anything like that. Like we used to go over, and I get out of school, go home, and me and my dad be like, "Hey, let's go do a home run derby." And you could do like home run derby, and they would play like damn it, Steve Miller Band, like Big Old Jet Airliner was like one of the songs. Yeah. And you could do home run derby, and the field was like the inside of a house, and you're just hitting bombs from inside, and it's like this massive house, and you're like a little player, right?
Yeah.
Just home run derby. Like anytime we went to a friend's house, and it's like, yo, you got the baseball game, home run derby. You know, you go play baseball in the yard, you got wiffle bat or something like that as a little kid. What are we doing? Home run derby. Like it's the greatest thing that there is. It's the greatest thing that there is. There's nothing more exciting than the home run derby, I don't think.
It's what the people want, and like it's every swing of the bat.
Yeah.
For the most part, is a home run. So yeah,
like,
it's awesome.
It's crazy. There's no other competition where maybe the dunk contest where it's like, what can you do, right? But that's kind of died off because they just run out of ideas and stuff like that.
How many times can you put the ball between your legs before you dunk it, right? I don't know.
But there's nothing else that is like, what can you do the most of, right? Like there's no one's watching 40-yard dashes for like NFL players or anything like that. No one's watching who could throw a football the hardest or who could throw a football the farthest. That was kind of cool back when they used to do that. But when you got a small little baseball, a wooden object, 450 feet, just bomb, and a lot of them are bombing it into the same section too. So whoever's in that section is just
he's coming out with multiple balls. Yeah,
dude, it's nuts. It's awesome.
Yeah, you got like what 10,000-15,000 people sitting in the outfield just catching balls, and all the kids like out there catching like fielding balls and stuff. I think it's pretty cool.
And a lot of the really young stars who people want to see do these events, they all do the home run derby, right? Like you had Shohei before, you got Vlad Jr., Pete Alonso always does it. This year you had Mookie Betts out there failing, Luis Robert, who's a star or whatever. Like
Rosarina was out there.
Rosarina, Adley Rushman, right? Like you got dudes doing this thing, and it's unlike any other sport. Maybe if the dunk contest had like LeBron, right? Like LeBron's never done a dunk contest. That's bullshit.
Really? I didn't know that.
Never done a dunk contest.
That's the crazy. Greatest. His dunks in game though, even at age 39 or 40, however old he is, they're still pretty electric.
It's like he could throw the ball over the top of the backboard if he wanted to, like that big old crank back, boom. But yeah, home run derby it is. NFL.com. I was at work the other day. I went on NFL.com. I was like, hey, I need a little something to get the creativity flowing or whatever like that. First thing, boom, it's this picture of Nick Bosa up there, and it goes. The title of it says NFL.com featured video. Watch the 49ers face America's team. And it was this week. And it was implying that the Dallas Cowboys are America's team. Are the Cowboys really America's team, Tony? And if they are not, who is?
So am I allowed to be long-winded here? Is that
do
allowed?
Whatever you want. Dude, I've primarily been talking for 20 minutes. And
yeah, this is
what's on top of your mind? Oh, don't ask me that question. That's like asking me, are you okay? Fuck. How long you got?
Yeah. So most people associate this title, America's team, with the Cowboys. And I think that's gross negligence on our part. But to add some context, the term was coined in 1978, back when Nate was born, by John Facenda. I don't know if I'm saying that right. He called the Cowboys America's team because of how often they were televised. And he said that later. Not because the country came together and adopted the Cowboys collectively as NFL fans. So by that standard, I guess, are the Chiefs America's team because they're televised the most? Is the team appearing in the most primetime games this season to be considered America's team? I don't know which team that is, but no, the answer is no. And I have America's actual team written down here with a bulletproof reason why. Did you say you wanted to hear what my thought on was on who was considered America's team? Is that what you asked?
Yeah, I have a thought too.
Okay.
You want to say at the same time?
Well, I got to read through.
Okay, never mind. Just go ahead and say yours.
I got some facts and some reasons why.
And then tell us the team name or whatever like that.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So the majority of NFL teams' most loyal fans are represented in areas relatively local to where each team plays. Is that fair? There's pockets of fans here and there, right? Cowboys have fans in California, all over, whatever. But for the most part, the most loyal fans live pretty close or in that state anyways.
Mm-hmm.
However, we have one team, a single team that has loyal, diehard fans that represent them spread out across 1,800 miles. The largest distance of the teams that recently moved. Do you know what team this is?
Can I write it down?
And then
you
write
say
down.
it.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
Okay. It's the Los Angeles Rams, formerly of St. Louis.
Get
out of here.
I had the Jags.
You put the Jags. That's wrong. It's the Rams, formerly of St. Louis, where they played from 1995 to 2015. Before that, they actually played in LA from 1946 until that move in 95 in St. Louis. And if you want to extend the boundaries of where Rams fans preside, the team was actually founded in Cleveland in 1936. I didn't even know that in the Middle East. That would extend that distance out to 2,351 miles. It's the Los Angeles Rams. They're America's team. I rest my case.
Never mind. Let's just fucking hell. Let's move on. I don't even want to say mine now because that's ludicrous. No one in Los Angeles nor outside of Los Angeles is a Rams fan.
Wrong.
Nobody in St. Louis likes the Rams.
That's horseshit. There was like 1,300 people at our parade.
They shut down all of Los Angeles. They shut down all of Los Angeles for like one high school bleacher to be filled.
Yeah. There's like tens of thousands of fans that go to most of these things. The Rams had like 1,000 or something.
Yeah.
It's the Rams though.
That's twice as many fans that go to their games though. So that's pretty good.
Our fans are they're smart. They're financially accountable. They buy the tickets and then they just flip them for twice the cost. They sell them to 49ers fans.
And then they go buy Gucci bags and then rent Lamborghinis and stuff like that.
No, you buy Taylor Swift tickets and then you turn those.
And then they use the money on something stupid. And now they got to pay all their student loan debt back. So, because they had 3 years to do it and they didn't do it and they're fucked. So,
too soon, Nate.
Too soon, whatever.
Too soon.
Whatever. Yeah, I was just going to say the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Eagles are probably America's. Yeah, they kind of stand for all the things that people believe America's like, right? Grit, tenacity, hardworking, blue collar, right? Die hard. When you get there, like, America has really good parts of it and then really bad parts of it. And they're both like super exaggerated, right? Mm-hmm. There's really good things about Philadelphia, right? Declaration of Independence, the Liberty Bell, put a crack in my arm like the Liberty Bell.
Philly cheesesteaks.
Yeah, Philly cheesesteaks. You got the Rocky Steps, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really cool stuff there. A lot of history. If you ever watch Big Daddy, right? He has to talk about Pennsylvania, right?
Great movie.
And all this kind of stuff. So Philadelphia is like that. But then it's also when you watch their games, it's like they have no lighting in their stadium. It's like dark, right? And people are like in the shadows and stuff like this watching, and you're wondering if you're going to get beat up. If you wear a Santa Claus outfit, you're going to get, D cells thrown at you. Not even, you're not going to get double D's thrown at you, but you're going to
No,
get D's
God
thrown
no.
at you. So I I don't know if that song "Throw Some D's on That Bitch" is from there. I think that's from the South. Never mind, but maybe that's what they're listening to. But yeah, I think it kind of has everything: some grit, tenacity, some slums, some good stuff, things that people like about it, things that people don't like about it, and outside of their coach, their whole team's pretty much quiet for the most part, and just like they always go out there and they bang and they play well or whatever like that, and they're the pride of the city. So I think that's pretty cool too. But I would probably say the Eagles. Tom Brady with the Patriots would have been it because that's like American uh, arrogance and stuff like that, right? Like
Yeah,
how we think of America. When we're over here on a Apache helicopter listening to CCR or something like that, flying through Somalia. You think about Tom Brady and the New England Patriots, right? Our shit don't stink, but
yeah, I can't. We're the Philadelphia and New England, like that's all East Coast stuff. That's
yeah,
way too far east for me.
yeah,
The Rams are like the Midwest or Mid East, whatever we're gonna call it, and then they migrated west,
yeah,
so they got like half the country covered.
yeah.
So that was my argument. But
Oh well, Tony, let's do a little predictions.
hell yeah,
We have I need to bring these up, but we have to pick the division winners from every single division. So this last week I went through and I found a website that allows you to do predictions.
yep,
So you go through every single week of the season and then it tallies up all your scores and stuff like that. So it'll rank out who you have in each division. So what we'll
okay,
do is let's start in the NFC,
okay,
because I think the AFC we're gonna have some stuff that's kind of tipsy topsy or whatever like that, a little bit different. I have a bunch of wins in the AFC. I have a pick that no one's gonna like for winning one of the divisions, and then the NFC is kind of just like I feel like most of us kind of know what we're getting out of the NFC. But if you want, we can go through and be like, "Hey, here's my division winner," and then I have 2, 3, 4 or whatever like that. If you want, but
I got division winners. I didn't
okay,
really
let's
rank
do
them
division
out in
winners
order.
then.
All
Let's do
right,
division winners. Let's start with the NFC, and we will start out east and make our way west.
okay.
The NFC East.
So I pulled up some lines. I had them at 105 to win it. This was the Eagles. Did you know that no team has repeated as NFC East division winner since 2004?
Ooh, did not know
Yeah. Well,
that.
I think that it's happening for the first time in 20 years. And the team that did it back then, also the Eagles, when they peeled off 4 straight division titles. So I
Nice.
think this team is that good. I feel like
Yeah.
you're probably pretty high on them as well.
Yeah, so I got the Eagles sitting there, and I had them at 15-2. This is terrible.
Oh
It's
God.
it's not gonna. Yeah, this is gonna be a theme, Tony. Okay, it's crazy what I did.
Wow.
Just how it worked out. 15-2, Philadelphia Eagles. Probably got to go down to like 13-4 or something like that to be a little bit more because they're probably gonna drop a game to
Yeah.
some bum team like
So,
the Commanders, right? They did it
so their
last year.
their over under was 10.5. I'm assuming you're smashing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, Yeah, I don't know what I was doing, but I got a lot of big wins in this chart. But yeah, I had the Eagles and the Giants, Cowboys, Commanders in my stacks. So
Okay.
let's move on to the NFC North. Who you got winning this division?
So the Lions are favored. They're at plus 145. I'd take the Lions here. They upgraded the running back room. They added some pieces on defense, and the rest of the North doesn't instill confidence the way these knee biting Lions do. Minnesota, maybe. They won 10 one score games, though, in 2022. I feel like that could easily swing the other way or at least regress a little bit. And if you look at 2021, the Vikings lost 9 of those types of games. So I feel like the right spot is probably somewhere in between 2021 and 2022. So that's why I'm kind of leaning towards the Lions here in the North.
Yep. Not so fast, my friend. Is that what he says?
Not so fast. Yeah.
Yeah, your boy Adam Ranks got the Bears going like 13-4 or something like that. It's crazy. I
Are
saw
you
some.
serious?
Yeah, I saw a short. It was like on from the show or whatever like that. Where he was doing it. He hasn't beaten all kinds of teams. It's crazy. He has the Bears winning the division, but I'm gonna go with the Vikings. I got them at 12-5 on the season. Had them losing one, going 1-1 with the Lions. I think the Packers are gonna stink, maybe win 2, 3
Yeah.
games this year.
Jesus.
They're not good. And then the Bears at 7 wins or whatever like that. But I'm going to go the Vikings over the Lions.
Okay.
So by a game.
Yeah,
So
it was close for me, but it was
I think one
slightly
thing
the other
too
way.
is in the division they have the home field advantage. That stadium is louder than anywhere. Something says smoke and mirrors about the Lions. It's going to be like a hey, maybe a 500 season or something like that. So, but I had them at
Fair.
11 wins anyways. Let's go to the South. So you got the Saints, Falcons, Bucks, or Panthers. This is probably the hardest one.
It was tough. Saints are favored. They're at plus 135. I'm taking New Orleans, but I feel about as good as I do taking the Lions to win the North, as I do taking the Saints to win the South. The team's fine. Derek Carr's fine. He's kind of average. What I like is the schedule. Their first 9 games, they have Tennessee, Carolina, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, New England, Houston, Jacksonville, Indy, and then Chicago. So 6 or 7 games, they should definitely be favored to win, and I think they can win. So with that start, I'd probably take them over Atlanta. I do like Atlanta, but I think this is the Saints division to lose this year.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. So I got
How many wins? 14 wins?
11. I got them at 11-6, the Saints, and then the Falcons at 9 wins, Bucks at 4, and then the Panthers at 4 as well. So the Panthers, though, they did do the greatest job upgrading their coaching staff. They did the best coaching moves that they have done, that any team's ever probably done, as far as the head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, the people they brought in and stuff like that. So, but I got the Saints. I think Derek Carr's a good quarterback, and he's the best quarterback in the division.
Yeah.
And
it's very low floor, low bar.
It's crazy. I saw something the other day, and I don't know if it was since like 2010 or 2015, whatever. It was a good chunk of years, right? Like you need 2 hands type of chunk of years. But Derek Carr's got the most fourth quarter comebacks in the NFL during that span. I think it's like 7-8 years or something like that. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
But he's getting good receivers. He's got a decent running back who's going to jail probably or going to get suspended. I don't know. I think he pled no contest or something like that. But they got dogs there. They usually have a pretty decent defense. But if you can stop the run with Atlanta, you're probably going to be able to beat most of these teams. Unless your boy Baker comes through, dog, and he's over there slinging 1,000-yard seasons to Mike Evans. So, but no faith in the Panthers.
No.
All right. So we got the best division in all of football. There's pretty much one team in it. But the NFC West, who you got winning the NFC West?
So for this division, the Niners are favored to win it. They're minus 160. My back was against the wall picking this one. I either take your 49ers, I'm a Rams fan, or I take Pete Carroll. And I hate Pete Carroll as a UCLA fan, coached the Trojans back in the day. But the Rams and Cardinals aren't sniffing the division, right? So it's between those two teams. But even with questions at quarterback, I think I'd take San Francisco. Shanahan may not get it done when it matters most, but he does own the regular season.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is that the Niners will be like 3-4 to start the season, right? And then they just don't lose for the rest of the season. So that's why I got them at 13-4 winning the division.
Jesus.
That's basically just where they finish, right? Like they start out slow. They're going to have quarterback problems. If they say Brock Purdy's going to be good to go by, time that it comes or whatever like that. But I think they can win with Sam Darnold. If Trey Lance is there, I think he does well too. But I think they want to get Trey Lance to be healthy enough to trade him because they've already stated that Brock Purdy's going to be their guy. So, But there, and then nobody's remotely close to that team within like 6 wins. So I have Seattle below 500, the Rams way below. The Rams.
Seattle. Hold on. You have Seattle below 500.
That's just 5-12, Tony.
Oh my God. Okay.
Geno Smith is Derek Anderson.
I think it's going to be a little.
Browns.
That's fair. That's an opinion. I think it'll be.
It's a good one. That. It's a fact. It's not an opinion. It's a fact, Tony. This guy hasn't done dog shit for his entire career. Has one good year, and people think that he's just going to light it up again. Like people don't know what the hell they did good. There's a reason why they scored like 3 points against the Niners.
Hey, Pete let Geno cook, and cook he did.
Yeah.
So you don't think there's any chance they go 500?
No.
Or over 500? No.
You want to make a bet?
Yeah, let's make a bet.
They're
going to go over 500.
Seahawks below 500. That's what I got.
You
got them at 500.
What's the bet? Are we going to figure that out?
I don't know. I owe you like 3 bets from last year, dude.
All right, we'll figure out the details later. But
What should our bet be? Because we haven't agreed to one. Let us know in the comments. Yeah, we'll pick one. We'll pick an audience listener bet for that one.
NFL jersey. Let's do a jersey.
Yeah, want to bet a jersey?
Let's bet a jersey of the winner's choice.
The Nike Elite
like player jersey. I'm not talking about like an official game worn jersey. Just like
No,
$100
yeah,
or whatever. Yeah.
All
right.
Okay, game worn jersey.
If
no,
I said no. Game worn jersey.
All right, hold on. So, no, we got to make this better because we've talked about a lot of players on this podcast in the past, right? That you like and that I hate or whatever like that. So, if this would be funny, if I win, I got to buy you a jersey of my guy, right? Like Zach Wilson, Jared Goff, or something like that, right? And then if you win, you got to buy me a jersey. This is totally backwards, but it's fun.
You're wearing a Geno Smith jersey.
Geno Smith or Matt Stafford or something like that. No.
Yeah, okay.
We'll figure it out.
That's more fun.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. Tell us how we should do it. Yeah, I think jersey's good, but yeah, player of your choice or whatever like that. Can't be from your team though.
Okay.
Another player, right? So I'll buy you a non-Rams jersey if you win. You buy me a non-Niners one.
Okay.
Who are you gonna pick?
I mean, I'd make you wear like a Geno Smith jersey or something like that. Some player you're hating on. I don't know. We'll see.
Give me you'll give me a Russ's cooking one later on. Anyway, so we both got the Eagles. We both got the Niners. Yep. We're flip-flopped on the North with the Vikings and the Lions, and we both got the Saints. So, all right, AFC. Let's start in the North.
The Kings of the North.
Get this one.
Kings in the North. The lines makers have the Bengals as the Kings of the North. They're plus 150 to take the division. I think there's some uncertainty here with how much we don't know about Baltimore and Cleveland. Baltimore is a new coach. Cleveland, who knows where Watson's at coming back. This will be his first, I think, full season. I think both of those teams will have good years. So what that means for the Bengals in the win-loss column, kind of TBD. We have plus odds, but I think the Bengals win the division again.
Yeah, I got the Bengals again. I'm so glad that you said the Browns. So guess how many wins I got for the Bengals?
13.
No, bump it up. It's 15.
Serious?
I swear, I had put them at 15 and 2. I think they're that good.
That's crazy.
I think
they're good, but I
think they're on a mission too, and that's the thing, right? They've gotten there type of stuff and gotten eliminated. They had some mojo, slow them down last year a little bit. A little bit crazy, right? So I think they're on one, but I had the Browns in second at 13 and 4. Woohoo! Hey, you know what else I got?
Hold on. Wins? Do you have the AFC completely sweeping the NFC?
Dude, it's crazy. Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So the Bengals, I got 15 and 2, 6-0 in the division. The Browns 3 and 3 in division, finishing 13 and 4. Right? They're gonna lose one game to each team, and then they got the Steelers at 11 and 6, big Steelers guy over here, and the Ravens at 7 and 10. So,
man,
that's what I had. I don't know. I was just picking them every single week. Who's better?
I want to hear what you have for some of these other AFC divisions. It's gonna be bad.
You're gonna see it. It's wild. But yeah, I got the Bengals. But I'm glad you said the Browns. I'm a big Browns guy too. Big Deshaun Watson. So, I think they're gonna be amazing this year. So, yep. Let's go to the AFC East. So
East here, easy enough. They got the Bills plus 130. I don't think they throw the rest of the East through a folding table or anything like that, but I do think they're able to pull the division off.
No way in hell. This is a Dolphins division.
You think so?
It's the Dolphins division, right? So, one, they're faster than everybody. They're better than their defense is nuts.
Can I quote Mike McDaniel here real quick?
You know who they just got as defensive coordinator there in Miami?
They got Vic Fangio, right?
Yup. Dog. He is amazing. And they're so fast on defense. They rush the passer so fast. They're going to be able to put a lot of pressure on people and stuff like that. They run that like kind of 6-man frontish in his defenses where he's got 4 down linemen, but then the 2 outside linebackers will be on the corners on the edges and stuff like that. Like that bullshit you run in Madden.
You don't like that?
No, because I fucking hate it. Yeah. One of these days I'll film myself while I'm playing you. It's terrible, the things I say about you. We're not going to be friends, Tony. But yeah, I got the Dolphins at how many wins?
13.
15 wins by the Dolphins, 15-2, 5-1 in the division. Got them losing 1 to the Bills, and then I got the Bills at 11-6. The Jets, the measly Jets at 6-11. I think that's a disaster waiting to happen.
I was afraid you were going to be really high on them.
No, they just got the hard knocks treatment and stuff like that.
Yep.
Garrett Wilson's another guy I'm not on for fantasy football. Fuck that. People are so high on him for Aaron Rodgers. They brought in Alan Lazard.
And Cobb. Didn't Cobb go over there too?
And Cobb. But Alan Lazard is Rodgers' dude, right?
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson is fantastic. His talent is great. It doesn't matter when the quarterback trusts one dude when he's in a pinch or something like that. It's not like their offensive line is that great there. And they just don't have it. They don't have the offensive line. So all these older quarterbacks who went deep into it, I think it was Colin Cowherd who was saying something about this. Well, like when Brady went to Tampa, when Favre went to Minnesota, right? When Montana went to the Chiefs and stuff like that. All the things they had in common were great offensive lines.
Yeah.
And that's what really helped them out. You don't move as much, and you're going to have to play this Dolphins defense. You're going to be playing in the East. Like, there's some grit and tenacity out there when you're going up into Buffalo and stuff like that. And that
Patriots
New York
defense will be solid.
They come out and they drop 2 of the first 3 or something like that. Dude, that New York crowd is going to eat them up. And then Zach Wilson's just going to be over there banging old Aaron Rodgers' mom in the locker room during halftime. Well, he's acting like he's in the bathroom. But, yeah, and they got the Patriots at 3-14. Although I did see Mac Jones just throw like a 70-yard bomb on Twitter the other day or something like that. So, 15-2, common theme in this. So, let's go to the South, AFC South.
So these odds are tied with Kansas City and San Francisco for the best odds to win their respective divisions. And rightfully so that they have the Jags, lines makers do it, minus 160. The other teams in this division, like Houston, they're a project, right? D'Amico Ryan's first year, rookie quarterback, a lot of guys at the wide receiver position, really no standout number one. The Colts, I think they're a project. They got Anthony Richardson, not sure if he's starting or Minshew's going to start the year. And then the Titans, they're putting 2023 on the backs of a 29-year-old Derrick Henry. He's got 1 million carries, and then a receiving core that features Treylon Burks. That's about it. I'm taking the Jags to win the South. I think they'll do it easily.
Yeah. I got the Jags as well, followed by the Colts.
How many wins? How many wins you got the Jags?
Yes.
15.
15 wins. 15-2. 6-0 sweep in the division.
Jeez, you need to post your win-loss totals.
It's crazy, dude. Those. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through like it shows you like you can go through every single week or whatever like that too. So I don't know if I know I screenshotted it, so that's what I'm looking at right now, but I don't think I have like a saved or I have an account, but I'll figure it out because I'm pretty sure I can get pretty close. But
I think we're at 6-15 win team so far.
Let's see. The Eagles, Bengals, Dolphins, Jags.
We're almost there.
No one in the division is over 500 outside of them. So I got the Colts at 6-11, the Titans at 5-12, and the Texans at 5-12, Titans at 3-14. So
yeah.
And then for the barn burner of them all, go ahead.
I think the Titans will have a little more fight than 3 wins, but yeah, they're all going to be down there.
Yeah, I just don't. I think they're going to end up having to sit Tannehill, or find some team's going to have some injury or something, or whatever like that. But speaking real quick, quarterback for the Dolphins, right? Another reason why is Tua does have concussion problems, right? But when Tua was in there, it was nuts. They were flying or whatever like that. Yeah, he underthrows receivers by 10 yards, but they're 15 yards in front of everybody. They should all be touchdowns, but they're, gains and tackled inside the 20, but they're good enough to get in the end zone. You know who their backup quarterback is this year?
Mike White.
Yeah. He's going to go. Tua's going to end up injured, maybe like a ankle sprain or something like that. Not too bad. Not his brain getting bobbled or turned into mashed potatoes. But then he's going to go. I don't even know. What's it called now? Is it still the Meadowlands? I don't know. I call it the Meadowlands, right? Whatever that fucking. He's going to go to the Jets end of the season.
MetLife. I think it's MetLife.
Yeah, it's the Meadowlands. Whatever. And but he's going to go in there and he's going to light that team up for like 450 yards, 6 tutters, and then he's going to be doing all kinds of crazy shit. And then everybody's going to be cheering for him and stuff like that. And then like they're going to boo Aaron Rodgers off the field. Mike White's going to be doing his interviews. and then he's going to come off the field and all the Jets fans are just going to give him a standing ovation or whatever like that. And it's the end. It's the end for the Jets.
Big revenge game guy over there.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Anyways, that's why too, because he's the guy who will just sling it down the field too. So it's like the perfect backup quarterback for them who has experience and who's done really well with a lot less talent. I think it was a great pickup by them. So, all right, AFC West.
Chiefs, they are currently at -160. Again, I mentioned them as like tied for the top, or I guess the worst odds to win it all. Best odds, worst for betting for us. But it's Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes at the top, tier break, and then Brandon Staley and Sean Payton somewhere there, probably a pretty decent way down. And then a massive tier break again. And then you have Josh McDaniels. The only worst odds to win their division from all the 32 teams we went through is Arizona. That's where the Raiders are in their second year under McDaniels. So for this division, though, I have Kansas City. I think that's an easy one.
Or is it, Tony?
I think it's an easy one.
Or
do not tell me Denver. Do not tell me Los Angeles. Are you buying the Chargers again?
No.
Okay.
The Broncos.
No, there's no way.
I picked the Broncos. I had the Broncos. Guess their win total. Go down.
If you say 15, I swear to God.
I swear it says 14-3 right here for the Broncos. I think the Broncos are the best team to make such a crazy leap, right? They probably don't get to this because I think they're honestly, like if I was like just thinking about it, Broncos go 10-7, 9-8, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as I went through all the matchups, I was like, oh, they're better than that. They're better than that.
Mm-hmm.
Their coaching staff is immaculate. It's the same concept and same things that they did in New Orleans. And I think they're going to do it. They have a defense that can do it. They have a decent offensive line. The first thing that Sean Payton and them did was address the offensive line issues. So they get Mike McGlinchey from San Francisco, right? Because he was a free agent. And for some reason, the Niners didn't like him because he couldn't block like Micah Parsons or something like that, which nobody can do.
Nobody can block him.
Couldn't block, Hargraves or, all those guys coming off the edge for Philly and stuff like that too. So it kind of exposed him a little bit. Yeah. But the dude is one of the best tackles in the game, and they addressed that. Everything has the same makeup of those Saints teams that were going on runs with Jimmy Graham, and they were lighting it up. So I got that. I got the Broncos. I'm buying it. It's probably not going to happen, but that's just what happened when I picked all the games. So
I like it. It's definitely a hot take. Kansas City, like they just win 11, 12, 13 games so effortlessly. So if Denver's going to win it, like they have to hit that number. Would you say 14?
Yeah, 14.
Yeah, they have to hit that number.
Yeah. It's drastic. It's probably not going to happen, but as I went through them, that's what I did. And then I had the Chiefs at 13-4 and the Chargers at 10-7, Raiders 4-13. So so basically what it comes down to is we got the Rams and the Cardinals playing like one of the last weeks of the season, seeing who's going to get the first overall pick. So
that's not the Rams.
It's going to be the Rams. The Rams are going to let up like an average of 24 points this season. And
that's low. I thought it'd be higher.
Yeah. I factored in they got to play the Cardinals twice.
Oh, okay. That brings it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So but I think the Rams aren't going to be able to stop anybody. Aaron Donald might retire, or Jalen Carter gets, suspended or something like that. And then Aaron Donald becomes a fucking Philadelphia Eagle or something crazy. Or he goes to Denver, something crazy like that. But I think they're not going to be good. Stafford's on like a broken back still. And once he goes down, it's terrible. So the guy's got no spine. Scary. Anyways, that's us picking division winners. Let us know in the comments what you think. Who's insane? It's probably me, which is respectable, whatever. That's what I'm here for, to get yelled at. Yeah. So speaking about the NFL, we're getting into NFL season. We're ramping up for that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We determined that the Dallas Cowboys are not America's team, so that's not cool. We determined that the coolest sporting event in all of sports, All-Star breaks, is the Home Run Derby. Right. And then I picked some pretty cool win totals. So anyways, we're going to talk about, I think I heard this on Card Talk Pod. It's a 137 production about sports cards. And they said something like, yo, he's just so cool. They're talking about Joe Burrow, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, is he the coolest dude in the NFL? And I just thought about it. I was like, let's draft the top 5 coolest guys in the NFL.
Let's go.
So it's really hot. It's hot in my house. I'm glowing. This is not a light. It is oils. It is crazy. I need to wash my face after this and then turn my fan on. But let's draft the top 5 coolest dudes in the NFL. Tony, this might be a controversial one. So do you want the first pick or do you want the turn?
Give me the turn.
All right. Coolest dude in the NFL. It's pretty easy. I don't like to say it, but it's Joe Burrow. That's my number 1 pick. There's nothing more cooler than this dude. His longer hair now, and he wears that headband. Like, fuck, dude, save some for the rest of us. Like, this is crazy. And he's just going out there sleeveless, guns hanging out. He's got the cool glasses, mink coats, all this kind of stuff. Joe Burrow, coolest dude in the NFL, number 1 overall pick. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, beautiful cover girl.
He's a cool dude. He's a cool dude. So like the playoffs 2 years ago after they beat, I forget who they beat, but they're just in the locker room smoking cigars.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a nail in the coffin for anyone else. Like, they're screwed the next game, but they end up going to the Super Bowl. Rams eventually beat him, whatever. But yeah, cool guy. Cool guy. Would have been a great pick if he was on the board. But moving on to my pick here. This guy has one of the biggest packages in the league. Yeah. Yeah. He has a very high football IQ, and he does it all on the field. You mentioned his name earlier. It's Cooper Kupp, Los Angeles Ram, with my first pick.
He's not cool.
Have you ever heard an interview? Like, he just knows so much about football. It's like he's playing quarterback at the receiver position, and like the perfect guy for a coach like Sean McVay and a quarterback like Matt Stafford.
Look,
no surprise.
I get that we're in our like later 30s, our tail end of our 30s, but for the conversation that we're having, we don't have to say that, just because you're really smart and your intelligence is really up there. Like,
401k is probably massive as well.
Guy's got 529s up the Yahoo for all the kids that he could possibly know. Yeah.
All right. Second pick. This next guy, he's a Hall of Famer since 2017. I did some research here. No player has been double teamed more in the NFL on the defensive side of the ball. In fact, he's been double teamed 152 times more than any other player in that span, and still has recorded the second most sacks from the interior of the defensive line. He has 75 in that span. He's built like a brick shit house. Aaron Donald, also a Los Angeles Ram. Cool guy. He's a tank.
So I had thought about this, and at the end of my list, I have 5 49ers sitting there because I was like, that would be kind of cool just to do nothing but 49ers. Yeah. And I'm understanding that I probably should have done that because you went nothing Rams, nothing but Rams. Damn
I pervert these drafts.
I know. I almost didn't pick Joe Burrow just to do that. That's why I was like slowing down because I'm looking at my list. I'm like, oh, I got 5 Niners there. Ah, dang it. All right. I'm going to go with my number 2 overall pick. I think it's rough. It doesn't matter because you're not going to pick any of these guys. My number 2 overall is going to be Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew is just one of the coolest dudes. Like, you want to go, rip some Pabst Blue Ribbon with that guy and some cut-off jean shorts and big old cowboy boots. Shorts. Right? One of those little mesh tank tops like the dude from 51st Dates, Sean Astin's character. Hey, you like these pecs, guys? You like these pecs?
Great character.
Yeah.
That's probably his best role, honestly.
It was good. Yeah. Yeah. It was really good. And the only thing that would have been better is if he was like Leo DiCaprio's character in What's Eating Gilbert Grape or something like that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that would have been good.
So good.
Yeah, that would have been terrible. Like, he would have just been typecasted to play the handicapped kid for the rest of his life. That's crazy. So I'm going to go Gardner Minshew. And then my number 3, we'll get into the good guys. I'm going to go George Kittle. There's nothing more fun than watching George Kittle on a football Sunday or a Monday night or something like that. He looks up and he does stuff at the wire camera. He's singing songs all the time. Like, he's always in a good mood. Even when they're losing and they're down bad or whatever like that, he's always trying to keep it light and stuff like that. Just loves playing ball. So George Kittle, my number 3.
He's a cool dude. Kittle is, but he's like, he infuriates me because in fantasy, like, if you have him rostered somewhere, like, the dude's amazing when he's part of the game plan, but he loves blocking as much as he does catching passes and scoring touchdowns. Like, He lives for that shit. So
Yeah.
you'll often see him. You're a Niners fan. You know all about it. There'll be games where they're playing against a Micah Parsons or something where he's just blocking like 75% of the game.
He
It's crazy.
loves it.
Yeah, he's essentially like a sixth offensive lineman for the Niners. But yeah, cool dude too.
Yeah.
My next pick not only won a Super Bowl where his predecessor could not, but he grew up playing every single sport, including a bunch of made up ones. I'd read a little bit about the background here with another Hall of Famer, a first ballot Hall of Famer, Clayton Kershaw. My pick here is Matthew Stafford. Him and Kershaw grew up. They played like everything, soccer, basketball, baseball, like all the sports together. They went to high school together. Their families were friends. It was really cool. But yeah, Matthew Stafford here with my third pick.
Mm-hmm.
You love it. So fourth pick here in my
His
only
wife
knock.
doesn't even think he's cool. He's just rich. He's just rich.
I heard that helps.
Yeah.
That helps a lot. My only knock against my fourth pick is that he's from Dayton, Ohio, the Middle East again.
The worst.
The worst. Outside of that, he is the youngest human to do a lot of things in the NFL. Be a head coach, win a Super Bowl, make multiple Super Bowl appearances, win the AP NFL Coach of the Year award. He's often imitated by other franchises, never duplicated. It's Sean McVay here with my fourth pick.
Jeez, that guy can't even ride a roller coaster. Yeah, are you cool if you can't ride a roller coaster?
That's fine.
He needs help getting Froyo from the Froyo place from like somebody. Hey guys, can you guys get me the Froyo? Huh? Jesus Christ, you're the worst, Tony. You're the worst. Whatever. My next one is going to be Trent Williams, left tackle, San Francisco 49ers. If you don't know who this guy is, he's the best. He's the greatest. He's the best that there was, the best there will be, the best there ever was. I don't know how that goes. It's like Vinny Vici, right? Best there is, best there was, best there is, best there ever will be. One of those things, right?
Yeah.
But the best thing is when this dude's leading out the 49ers. He's the first dude out the tunnel, right? You come out of the locker room, you see him. Debo's next to him. He's got a chain on or something like that. They got the guy with the radio next to them that's just playing some crazy, young boy NBA song or something like that. Everybody's hype. And you're just like, oh, that's the dude who runs him out of the tunnel. This dude is going to just be mauling people. Like, you better hope that the fullback doesn't pick up the outside linebacker and Trent Williams is going to the safety to get an upfield block. Get out of the way. Just let him score. Trent Williams is my fourth pick. And then that's pretty rough.
Dude, that walkout thing they do, him and Debo and all those guys, like that has to be one of the coolest things in the NFL.
It's the coolest thing, dude. I aspire. Just one day, let me carry the radio out. Let me put the radio on my shoulder. That's all I want to do. Like if there's like a sacrificial thing that I have to do, right? Like one of those Hollywood elite things that I got to do in order to do that. Some embarrassing.
You got to be Kyle Shanahan's blood boy or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, right? Yeah. I think I got that good blood that like goes to everybody type, whatever like that. I don't know what it is. It was like on a dog tag and I lost those. So someone out there has my dog tags. It's probably some Middle Eastern guy who's going to be blowing things up later on in life.
Jesus.
I should probably bleep that out, huh?
That's pretty bad.
Is that against Spotify's rules of engagement or guidelines or something like that?
We need to move off of Anchor / Spotify.
Yeah.
They're the worst.
Yeah, we'll get to that later on too.
Yeah.
Dang it. I got one more pick. And, I could pick guys like Patrick Mahomes, Justin Jefferson. Patrick Mahomes has got the cool voice. He's at country concerts, fucking getting it with Luke Bryan and Luke Combs and all this kind of stuff. Justin Jefferson invented the gritty. That's pretty cool. He got Travis Kelce. He's one of the coolest dudes. He's got a podcast that we're trying to cancel, change.org. Go check that out. It's in the show.
Go vote. Yeah, the little guys.
Tyreek Hill's. He's blazing fast. Call him the cheetah. And then he's so fast that he has time to turn around and do the peace sign to anybody that he's running past, and that's pretty cool. And then you got Sauce Gardner. The guy's, I don't even know his first name. We just call him Sauce. That's pretty good. That's pretty dope. He's got his own sauce at like Buffalo Wild Wings too.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. I could go Debo Samuel. I think it's pretty cool what he does on the football field. He plays running back. He plays wide receiver. He looks like he's short, but he's super stocky. He's one of the only wide receivers that's wearing a flak vest, and he just looks like a big old brick because he's going inside the tackles, outside the tackles, all
Yeah.
over the field, right? All over the middle. He does everything for the 49ers. He's like one of the most integral pieces. That's pretty cool. Has a cool chain that he wears. If you go
Yep.
type in Debo Samuel GIF, when you're trying to send a text message or an iMessage, I should say, because I don't know if those Android AIDS phones have, GIFs or anything like that.
I don't think they do.
Never
They
seen
don't.
one. Never
Yeah.
seen one before. You'll see Debo Samuel and he's got a chain or whatever looking up at the cameras. Then you got obviously a guy like Jimmy G, right? I mean, this guy just dates porn stars. He's the head of LA. He goes there and he's like, I can't even play, but whatever. I got a place here. I got to see the inside of the facilities. This place is cool. I work with Tom Brady now. By the way, I could probably play. I don't know, X-rays, this, that, the other, but the guy's the man of Las Vegas right now. No better place for a guy like Jimmy G. Just be sitting outside the Aria, having a cocktail, and everybody walking by. Oh, damn, that's Jimmy G. But I'm gonna go Nick Bosa. I don't really know why. He does the cool little thing with his hands like this. If you're watching on YouTube after he gets a sack, that's pretty cool. My oldest daughter loves Nick Bosa. She wants to wear that jersey all the time while she's home. So Nick Bosa is my last one. Screw everybody else.
It's pretty good. Saw a video of him getting pulled over. It was like the most innocent thing I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Kind of felt bad for him. Yeah. It's from like a couple years ago, but I just stumbled. It was like a recommendation on YouTube. I was like, okay, I'll hit play on that.
Nice.
It was weird. It was weird. He looked legitimately scared. But yeah, cool dude. I do like his little sack celebration or whatever.
Yeah.
My final pick here represents all of us. This guy started his NFL career as a scout for an expansion team, the Jaguars, eventually moved on to another franchise doing the same thing. And there he was promoted to director of player personnel. And then he actually earned a spot as general manager of the Rams in 2012. He's moved with the team to LA, helped the team win a Super Bowl. He's why the team drafted guys like Aaron Donald, Todd Gurley, and others. That's Les Snead, the coolest GM in the NFL. It's a strange coincidence. All my picks were Rams players or coaches, GM. Not sure how that happened.
I don't have a cricket sound, so I'm like tapping my pen in the microphone. I don't know if you can hear that. This was worse. The worst thing I've ever seen in my life, and I'm going to win this draft. But let's recap it. Whatever. I screwed up. I should have just went all Niners too. That was the path. But I got Joe Burrow, coolest guys in the NFL. So I got Joe Burrow, Gardner Minshew, George Kittle, Trent Williams, Nick Bosa, and while Tony's got Cooper Kupp, some white dude, Aaron Donald, Matt Stafford, some old white dude, Sean McVay, some short white dude, Les Snead, some old white dude. It's crazy out around here. So just like how the Rams distribute the ball to their players, Tony picks 80% white guys for his coolest dudes in the NFL draft.
It was not deliberate.
And they're all from the Rams. It's crazy.
It was not deliberate at all.
You'll see a graphic out there on the socials, so you can vote with the corresponding emoji and let us know who won the draft. So there's that. We're gonna keep track of who wins drafts now, or whatever like that. So before we get out of here, Tony, people have heard, if they're returning listeners, if they're new listeners, Tony, you got a podcast. It's a 58 West King podcast. We're a little silent right now. We're getting back into it. We've been silent here for a little while too. We got some plans to do some stuff over there, a little bit more data analytically driven nerd shit, some numbers and all this kind of stuff. We have some plans to talk about coaching changes and all that kind of stuff, how it impacts. So stuff that we like to do. But we just don't do it as much on this one because I'm trying to get you guys fired so that we could do this more because you'll have nothing else to do because you don't have any jobs. And then we can possibly do something good with this kind of stuff. But go check that out. It's linked down in the show notes. You can follow this show, TacoCorp Podcast, on all socials at TacoCorp Pod. That includes the Facebook now. So we got a Facebook page out there. We've been posting some stuff over the last couple of days. I think I started like a couple of days ago or whatever like that. I was like, yeah, I need to do this. So start up a Facebook page. You can just look up TacoCorp Pod. It's the same handle at TacoCorp Pod, or you can just type in TacoCorp Podcast. Follow the show. I think we got a few followers or something like that. A couple of people commenting on videos and stuff like that. Someone called Terrence a boober, an Eagles boober. That was pretty cool. I was like, oh, boober's a cool word, whatever like that. So, but we're going to be doing some stuff over there. Figure the demographic that the fantasy sports, talking about fantasy sports or being in your league is like 35 and up. So where do those people sit? Facebook. So let's
Facebook.
go over
Yeah.
to Facebook and make sure we're doing that. So, but you can follow it everywhere: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Also, can do us a favor. If you made it this far, you obviously fucking listen. So I don't know what the hell your problem is, but you're gonna need to do something else because you got another problem. Go follow the show on Spotify. So follow the show on Spotify. Prefer that you listen to it on Spotify as well. I know Apple Podcasts, all this kind of stuff, or whatever. Like Spotify is just a superior audio platform, right? You got better music. If you're an Apple Music subscriber like Terrence is or whatever like that, you don't even get all the songs. Spotify's got all the songs. They're released all on Spotify. It's a big event, right? Nobody posts their Apple Music Wrapped at the end of the year. They post their Spotify Wrapped of what you've been listening to and stuff like that, and keeps all of your metrics and data, whatever.
Yeah.
There, but look, we just need some more followers on Spotify. We have enough people that listen to the damn show, but if you follow it and listen on Spotify, then maybe we could, bring in about 3-4 cents an episode or something like that. Fund a coffee or something like that. But
yeah,
you need you to follow on Spotify because all that kind of ad revenue stuff is driven through the Spotify podcasting stuff or whatever like that. So help us out. Be a friend, tell a friend. Review the podcast. Let us know what you guys want to hear more of. Whatever kind of stuff. We got some things in the hopper of like, all of our fantasy managers as Game of Thrones characters, all of our fantasy managers as pedophiles. I forget what it was. It was one of those things in there. I don't know. I don't know what it was. One of those things. But it is what it is. I don't know. I don't. It was a long time ago in the Discord. Someone said something like it wasn't pedophiles, but it was something like something crazy. That was pretty funny, whatever. But U.S. presidents, that's what it was.
That was a good one.
I can see how I got that mixed up. We don't talk politics on this show.
You mentioned the shows on Facebook. A lot of people comment. People are making fun of Terrence, calling him a boober. You're getting some good interaction. I forget if it was Instagram or YouTube. Someone said I had genital debris in my mustache.
Oh yeah, it was definitely YouTube, dude. So we posted for the last show. For the last show, some of the comments were pretty good because we posted a thing about how many towels do we use, right? Yeah. And then everybody went off about how many like what do you not wash your balls, bro? Someone's like something.
People were so triggered over that.
Oh my god, dude. I just need to pull up the comment, but yeah, go comment on some of that stuff. It's pretty funny. If you look at it on any of the socials, you'll see them, whether it's YouTube or anything like that. You will definitely see the.
We're seeing it too. We're replying.
Yeah. Oh, it was Instagram. So the guy goes, "Do you also not use a fresh towel every time you shower? As you put on as you put on the same underwear you've had for more than a year, right? But you wash it. Essentially, is what he's talking about. Honestly, you probably got more genital debris in that stash than in your towels." So good.
Oh my god.
Shout out to Riptide _Gardens_ on Instagram. Thank you for the comment. Speaking really of people listening to the show, I'm in this because I had to go talk to a financial advisor guy or whatever after work. And for those who are not watching, yes, you can see my forearms. That's very unlikely to ever happen again. I'm always a long sleeper hoodie guy. But we were talking something, and I was like, yeah. He's like, yo, you got anything to do the rest of the night? And I was like, probably like 8, 9 o'clock. I got to record some media and stuff like that, do some media stuff on side. And he goes, oh, what do you do? I was like, I started a podcast. I was told him the story. Like, yo, we were this, a bunch of friends. So we started a podcast, get everybody know each other, talk some more shit. He's like, oh, like the show The League, right? And I was like, oh, the show The League? And he's like, yeah. I was like, well, funny because our podcast is the TacoCorp.
Yeah.
Like our league is the TacoCorp Fantasy Football League, right? And that's all of our stuff. I was like, and the majority of our team names are based off of that. So we got like I'm the Vinegar Strokes. And he was like, is there anybody that's the Fear Boners, right? And it's like this dude's handling my 401k. We're talking
it's in good hands.
Yeah. It's like, oh, he's like, season 1, episode 4. Like, that's how you handle all your kids, right? You bring in the McGiblets to scare your kids and stuff like that. And we had this whole 20-minute talk. So he was like, awesome. Hey, what's your guys' stuff or whatever? So, maybe the guy who's handling my cash give me a little discount because he's watching the YouTube or something like that. Or I got to pay these fees, right? Like,
bring him on as a sponsor. A small business.
Yeah. I'm not plugging it. No free ads, dog. So,
yeah.
Anyways, Tony brought up about we need to get off Spotify, right? So before we get into Banger Week, we got a little update of how this is going to go because I have 89 emails in my email about all these episodes are going to get banned if I don't fix what I'm doing because I got copyright music and one of these media companies bitched about everybody's got stuff, so they had to do a scan, right? So our stuff. I don't even know if it works anymore. I haven't looked at it or anything like that. But they're in purgatory right now to where they could be deleted and stuff if we keep doing what we're doing. Spotify has a way to add music to podcasts as well. It's also why I say go listen on Spotify, because I don't believe it carries over to all the other podcasting platforms. So there's a way when I'm editing the podcast and I put it in Spotify that I can add the banger of the week to the end of it. It just has to be in Spotify's library. So I can pull the song or whatever, add it, and it's Gucci, good to go, because they have the rights to all those songs to be used or whatever, right? So there's a way to do it. If you have Spotify Premium, you will hear the entire song. If you don't, you'll hear the first 30 seconds of the song and then it cuts out or whatever like that. So also, if you have Spotify Premium, it's going to be the way to listen to the podcast over there, because once, you guys start following over there, get all that number up or whatever, so that we can, collect a little cash or whatever like that, a little change skis, get one of those dollar menu things that's $1.99, $3. You're trying to get a large drink at McDonald's and you realize it's not $1 anymore. It's like $1.89. You're like, Jesus Christ. You're trying to get some Little Debbie snacks and they used to be 35, 75 cents at the gas station. They're $2.
The
$2.
can of Arizona iced tea, no longer 99 cents.
Yeah, $1.19.
Yeah.
Thanks, Biden. Jesus Christ. Jesus, we had this stuff before. But it's wild. You can buy the 6-pack or the 12-pack of Little Debbie stuff, like Nutty Bars and stuff like that, for like $2.99, $3.99 or something like that. You want to get an individual Nutty Bar, the 2 little slab thingy at the gas station, $1.99. Walmart's got it the cheapest, like $1.89. It's ridiculous. I almost lost my shit because I was trying to get some pecan wheels the other day. But anyways, when you follow it over on Spotify, you'll be able to see that. And then if you are a Spotify Premium person, when ads are ran through, you won't hear the ads to the episode or anything like that, right? Unless we have like our own individual sponsors that we do on our own.
I just pulled it up. All your episodes are up on Spotify. I went over to Apple, and you do have some missing. So I think it does make sense. It did translate over. So
I'm hit. I'm hit. Medic. Yeah. So we got some that are getting taken off or whatever like that. But this allows it to play or whatever like that over there and keep doing what we're doing, what we like doing. So kind of got to play by the rules, whatever. It's America. There's rules, there's laws, and all this kind of stuff. And I don't have enough money to pay lawyer fees anymore. So I just paid off one. It's ridiculous out here. But yeah, if you have Spotify, or you can listen to regular Spotify, and then you will hear 30 seconds of the song. If you have premium, you'll hear the whole song. I don't know if it'll transfer to it. I don't know if they do the first 30 seconds on Apple or not. I didn't read any of that. I think they used to. I don't know if they do anymore. But that's update for Banger of the Week. So if you're listening to Apple, stop that shit. Like, go over. Apple's a bank now, so don't get it twisted, because they have like afterpay parts of their phone. If you pay with your smartwatch now in Apple, like if you have like whatever the Apple Pay, I don't wear one of those watches, or use Apple Pay, it'll ask you, do you want to do this over 3 or 4 installments instead of paying whatever, it's $60 for a blender? Do you want to do 4 payments of $15? You'll think, okay, yeah, that's cool, I could do that or whatever. But then you have to go in and set it up, and they're going to charge you interest and all this kind of stuff. This is bullshit. They got a credit card now. They got all these different ways they're trying to get your cash. They're basically doing what Sears did. Just like, hey, we got to become a bank or something like that, because they don't put out products fast enough. So that's that. So yeah, go to Spotify. It's the best place for music.
Can I rant? Before we get out here?
Yeah.
All right. So I had one. I don't know.
Oh, we didn't even rant and rave. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. I don't remember if the towel thing was me ranting or if it was just like a after podcast commentary thing.
I think it was before the podcast.
Okay.
Oh no, it was after, because you said it would have been manager, and we stopped doing that for some reason.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So I strategically placed this one. It's a rant.
Yeah.
This one probably going to be able to clip this bad boy. Probably going to trigger some people who don't do this. Nice. And rightfully so. They should be triggered and they should change their ways.
Good.
But this is people who wear their shoes in their houses.
Oh, yes.
Shoes? Hold on. Do you wear your shoes in your house?
Hell no. That's fucking disgusting.
Okay. There is piss. There's fecal matter. There's genital debris. There's chewing tobacco, throw up. God knows what else, all out on the surfaces you're walking on. Everywhere. Every surface you're walking on. Stop tracking that in your house, into your bedroom, into your bathrooms, through your kitchen where you eat, where you prep food, your dining room, on your furniture. If you put your feet up, why would you do that? And while I don't support any of the sports teams here, I did some research. The University of Arizona, they did a study and found that bacteria up to and including E. coli was found on 96% of the shoes they examined, just people walking by, the kids doing this study. Yeah. So this isn't just me knowing that bathrooms are disgusting. When you walk up to the urinal, there's piss everywhere. You're tracking at least that in, right? It's legitimately a terrible idea wearing your shoes in your house. Take them off as soon as you get in, put them on something, and just, get your nasty feet all over the place, right? On your socks, because that's fine. That's sanitary enough. Yeah. Well, not sanitary enough.
And the bozos who are going to be against this, like, oh, your feet are nasty. They're sweating in your shoes all day, right? While they sit their sweaty ass crack who's been out in the summer heat right on their little leather couch. So when they get up, there's a fucking wet stain sitting there that's just full of doo-doo. Like, come on, man. Like, it's so disgusting, dude. I hate it. And then when there's people that have kids, right? Or they have babies and stuff, and they're playing with them on the ground and stuff like that. Like, you're freaking disgusting.
It's disgusting.
It's so gross. I hate it. And I hate when I go to a house that they wear their shoes inside like that. Yeah. And I'm like, oh God, like, because I don't feel comfortable wearing my shoes inside, but I feel like I'm obligated to. And then it's just a terrible situation.
And Nate, I never ever thought about this until we didn't really know each other that well. But down in New Mexico, like when you invited us over, I think we were watching like college football or something. Yeah. As like you guys had a no shoe policy, like at the front. So you walked in. I was like, oh, this is new. I was too poor to care, I guess, growing up. But ever since then, I'm like, yeah, we should probably just take the shoes off as soon as we come in.
Yeah, it's so much better, dude. Like, I know I have family members, they wake up in the morning, right? And they'll go take a shower. To be like 7 a.m. or whatever like that. And then they get dressed. And for some reason, they dress like in regular clothes. So they'll be like, put on jeans. We're sitting in the house and they put on jeans and a shirt. And then they throw their shoes on.
Why?
Just to hang out in the house. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you
get some
sleep in these? Like,
you get some house slippers, some Crocs, some indoor Crocs, maybe. I don't know.
Guess that skin tone. They're wearing Nike Shocks. Like, still, man. Like, what the hell? That means they're brown, but because they're the only people who wear Nike Shocks. But I don't do that. Thank you. I had a rave.
You're welcome.
I black out when I do these episodes. Half time I'm listening to it, I was like, when did I say that? Or when did that happen?
Yeah,
I got a rave. My rave is for MLS tailgates. This was amazing, dude. You go to Dick's Sporting Goods Park, right, which is Colorado Rapids stadium for soccer. And while you're up there, around the stadium is a whole soccer complex for like youth sports and all this kind of stuff, right? The whole Dick's Sporting Goods sporting complex. With that, the parking lot is never closed. It's just a street to get into it. So if you want to tailgate, there's no the gates open 2 hours before, right? We showed up 4.5 hours before this game started. And we're pulling out the Blackstone. We're cooking. We got music going on. And there's tons of people out there. Like, I'd probably say at that time, maybe like a quarter of the parking lot was full.
Yeah.
But by the time we got set up and we started getting the heat going on the Blackstone, like, it was packed, dude. And it was music, good time, people playing games, whatever. Everybody's having a good time. Like, just having fun, man. And it was so good. Like 3 hours of just in a packed crowd tailgating for a soccer team that is at the bottom of the ladder. But
maybe that's awesome. Why they tailgate. You gotta do something else.
It was awesome, man. And I really think that we should go to an MLS game. Like, I was talking to Trey about this at work. He's like, how big is the stadium? I was like, I think it's only one deck. And if it's two, it's not two. But it's only one deck. So there's only like 25 to 30 rows, right? So it's like sitting at the bottom and it's a little bit steeper. So it's like better than sitting at a baseball stadium 30 rows back, right?
Pretty far back. Yeah.
So much closer or whatever like that. And the views are awesome. The sun goes down at night or whatever. It's pretty cool and stuff like that. So it's a good time. But MLS tailgates, fun time. You see everybody in all kinds of crazy jerseys and stuff like that. All kinds of different music, people from all over the globe and stuff like that. Go to MLS tailgates. Thank you. Take me with you. Anyways, we talked about a lot of stuff that isn't cool. We talked about a lot of things that are cool. You know what else is pretty cool, Tony? You think guitars are cool?
I do think they're cool. I don't know how to play one, but
what about Cadillacs?
Oh yeah, Cadillacs are really cool.
Well, when I was cooking the other day, I was listening to some hillbilly music and guitars, Cadillacs, hillbilly music. I don't know if you know this song, Tony. Guitars, Cadillacs, Dwight Yoakam, banger of the week. Listen to it only on Spotify because fuck Apple. For Tony, I'm Nate. I almost always mess that up. I think about how I'm going to say that. I'm like, oh, for Nate, I'm Tony. I do that all the time in my head. It's very bad. I've been saying it for like the last 30 minutes in my head. Well, how am I going to end this thing? TacoCorp 90 in the books. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.